know me, my name is Rose. And I just want to say I am so honored to have Connie as my friend, my best friend. And so grateful I was one of her friends too. She considered me one of her friends. I've known Connie over 40 years. I loved her so much. I didn't want her to go. And I told her that at the hospital. I told her, I don't want you to go because I have never had anyone that loved me like she loved me. She had, and she wasn't ashamed to show me she loved me in front of people or anybody. She always made me feel like I was somebody special. I remember in the beginning of the years when I first met Connie, she had invited me over her house, and she asked me if I wanted to learn how to do crafts. I said, I don't know how to do that. I don't know, I'm not that smart. And she's like, stop that. She goes, yes, you are. We did crafts, and she taught me so much. She taught me to give. You know, she taught me to love people. I was very bitter, very angry person. That's why I was like, I couldn't believe Connie would love me. And she taught me how to care for people, how to love people. And the same thing, like Carol said, you never know what they're going through. You never know what their story is, so you love them. You always make sure that your heart is right. Don't get bitter, don't get angry. You make sure your heart is right, and you love them no matter who or what they've gone through. I remember Connie and I would always take trips, and Connie did not like the radio on. You did not listen to the radio. So we would get in the truck and we would go and we would talk and visit and laugh and cry, and she would share things with me and I would share things with her, and she taught me how to be a Christian woman, how to have standards, how to love people. And the one thing that really blessed me, and because I was always going with Connie on trips, and we'd go to Oregon, we'd go to Washington. I remember when we went to go see Granny in her last days before she passed. I went with her, and I remember just sitting there talking with her, and there's so many things she wished she had done for Granny, so many things she says, Rose, I just, I love Granny, and I wanted to do this and that, and, and it's like, and she would tell me, Rose, love people. And I remember that I went with her to Washington when we buried Dale. She was just so strong. She wasn't like me, a baby. She was so strong, and she did what she had to do, and she did it with a smile, and she served people. When Connie was in the hospital, she was still very alert. And she loved my sons. She prayed for my sons. And they loved her. Well, my youngest son, Isaiah, he was praying for the Campbell family, and he started praying for Connie. And God showed him, he said, Mom, Connie's going to go home. And when Connie goes home, there are going to be so many people waiting to thank her for her sacrifice, to thank her for giving, to thank her for releasing Pastor. And I know there's times, I remember sitting with her, and I remember times when she said, I miss Pastor so much. I want him to come home, but I know this is God, and I release him, Rose. I release him because I know it's God's will. And I remember other times where she'd be so happy because she knew Pastor was going to come home. And she goes, Rose, you got to learn to just let things go, let him go, especially when it's God's will. You got to release him. So there's a song that God gave my son for Connie, and a lot of you might know it. It's called Thank You for Giving to the Lord. I have a life that has been changed. And that's Connie. Connie had helped me to serve God, to to know who God is, and to have God in my heart. And we did a drama a long time ago at conference with that song. And my son said, Mom, you could see people just lined up, waiting to come and thank Connie for releasing Pastor Campbell. And he said, nations, different people just coming to thank her. And that's one thing is, every time I hear this song, I'll know Connie, there's so many people that are going to thank her, even people she had known and seen what is here. She would know it's because she released Pastor and she let Pastor go. And I just praise God because I had the opportunity to love her and be loved by her.